Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. I have the Disney Villains Tarot on the tarot table today. We're in the realm of Disney villains, in my opinion, in these two readings we're going to do today. That's what links them, that's the theme. The first one is that allegedly we have another disaster heading for Jamaica. Yeah, as if Hurricane Melissa wasn't bad enough. And sorry, I'm being a bit tasteless and snarky right now. Meghan Markle apparently wants to visit for another bout of disaster tourism. And even Tess has left the room in disgust as I say that. She's gone to sleep somewhere else. But apparently, according to Crazy Days and Nights, the gossip site, she wanted to do some disaster tourism to the island country, as they describe it, but they, and I'm quoting, didn't have a nice enough place for her to stay. So if she goes, it will just be for a few hours and then she'll fly out again. Now, we've seen her with her disaster tourism before at Uvalde, at the school shooting, and then again the fires in California. She got a lot of flack for that, but apparently hasn't stopped her, according to Enty at Crazy Days and Nights. And meanwhile, we hear that Archie Will has made a donation to Jamaican relief funds. They don't specify which in the thing that I've seen. A country, of course, close to their heart, so close that she married Trev there shortly before divorcing him. She pursued the has-been there to Skippy's wedding. We saw them, very uncomfortable photos. Looked like they were having a good old fight at that wedding. And then, of course, she popped up at the Bob Marley premiere, seemingly to the great surprise and dismay of Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, because later he came out and said he knew nothing, and they kind of just ambushed him at the premiere. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Little 5-card reading. We're going to have a look at this Jamaica story. We're going to ask what opportunity or what she sees in it. Is she stricken, broken-hearted? The country so close to her heart has suffered truly horrific damage, tragic levels of damage and devastation. Really? Or did she expect the finest accommodation? We're going to ask about that. I want to know how much they donated to the cause, and then I want to know if she's going to pop up in Jamaica for a few hours to slosh around and look at me, and aren't I wonderful? And then off she goes again, as she has done previously. So Disney Villains Tarot, that's why we have that on the tarot table today. It is, of course, for fun and entertainment. It is all, of course, my opinion, my speculation. I just read energy here and disclaimer in the box below. So, disaster tourist heading for Jamaica. We hopefully will find out. Have they not suffered enough? I would say, and I'm sure many people would also say, but let's see. And there we go, 5-card reading, and we've got the Hermit in reverse. That is coming out of isolation, just generally, and being exposed again after some quiet time. When has there been quiet time? They're so overexposed at the moment, the pair of them. It's quite sickening. But it's another opportunity to be seen. That's the first energy that's coming through. Second energy that's coming through is ill-advised, because the Hermit is seeking your own inner wisdom, truth, guidance, doing the right thing basically, or listening to good advice. It can also be, for me as an energy reader, I often read it like that in these royal readings. It's in reverse, that's taking bad advice. Interestingly, it's also a Harry energy in reverse. The Hermit is a Harry major arcana for Virgo, and it could be that Harry's saying, I don't think so. Perhaps he's got he's tuned into these situations a little bit better than she is, and realizes that it would be terribly inappropriate. It would go down really badly. Just about everything they have done recently has gone down very badly. So at least 3 energies coming through there, but there is a possibility in that Hermit in reverse that she might just show up because of course she hasn't been in the limelight enough recently, and that is of course me being snarky. The situation that we're dealing with, poor old Jamaica. Four of Cups is the rejection card. Apathy, that's not the kind of energy you would normally see if you were talking about someone who wanted to show support for a country that is so close to her heart, allegedly. That is boredom, apathy, indifference, can't be bothered kind of energy. But it is also, I must stress, that the sense that perhaps her offers of going have been turned down. It's rejection. So I don't get personally that she's that moved by the situation. We're going to ask in the next card, but I do get that possibly Jamaican authorities have said thanks but no thanks. We don't want you here. That's the central issue. That's the heart of this reading. So let's ask the question, how does she perceive this situation? Is it an opportunity for her? Is she devastated? Is she brokenhearted? I'm asking, I'm curious to know what her true feelings are through the medium of tarot. We get the Knight of Swords. It's a very strategic card. It is my rescue card. So rushing in. She sees it as an opportunity, or saw it as an opportunity to rush in as a rescuer. Look, here I am first on the ground. I'm getting a vision of her at the controls of one of those giant, I think they were those Russian transport planes, can't think what they were called, but you could put a small city into it and take it somewhere. They were very famous, sort of iconic. And I'm getting her, as I say, at the controls of this, filled with, I would like to say, water and food and nappies and all the things that always have to go, but wardrobe. That's how I'm reading it, and that's my level of snark, and that's my opinion, my personal opinion of her. So Knight of Swords, yeah, rescuing energy, rush, quick, we can do something. Tell me about the accommodation, because Auntie from Crazy Days and Nights said that they couldn't guarantee her, I suppose, 6-star accommodation, seeing as everything on the island has been flattened just about. So tell me about that. I want to know about that. And we got the 10 of coins in reverse. That's the 10 of pentacles, 10 of coins in reverse. It's the finest of the finest establishments. You can see that's a very fine establishment because it's royalty. The 10 of Pentacles is always castles and palaces and things. Supreme wealth, that's generational in the 10 of coins. And it's in reverse, not good enough. Is definitely in that energy. So I'm reading energy potentials. I'm expressing my opinion. It's all allegedly. And I would say, my personal opinion, that they couldn't offer her the level of accommodation that she expects. And so that didn't happen. And again, the Four of Cups energy could be her saying, no, that's not good enough for me. Rejection energy again. Amazing. It's truly mind-blowing. Even this far into this adventure, and we all know her well enough by now, I'm still really quite shocked. So let's move on, ask about this generous donation. It didn't say generous, it just said Archewell has made a donation. I would like to know about that donation. Is it a generous donation or not so generous? I've got the King of Wands. That's not a money card, that's a publicity card. That's notice and attention. Look at me. To me, my personal opinion, this is all about PR. This is all about the attention, a dramatic gesture. That's the King of Wands. And they do have form, again, according to Crazy Days and Nights, Auntie at Crazy Days and Nights. They do have form, allegedly, for making very generous pledges and not following through on them. That was said in the context of, in the days and weeks before they showed up in New York to collect that silly award. I think it was mental health thing, Project Something Minds. And that's when that bit of gossip showed up on NT's gossip site. So make of that what you will. King of Wands, for me personally, not about money so much as about dramatic gestures and attention seeking, and possibly necessary, giving all the chatter about their titles being removed in the wake of Andrew's titles being removed just in the last couple of days at the time of doing this reading. Anyway, is she going to pop up? Are we going to see her in Jamaica? I've got the 9 of Wands. That is a very cloistered kind of energy. The 9 of Wands is normally somebody who's got their guard up, has got boundaries, barricades. If we see her, it's going to be a glimpse, and people are going to say, is it photoshopped? What's going on? Was that really her? Because it's going to be seen through a what's it darkly, through a glass darkly. That kind of a thing. It's not going to be that clear with the 9 of Wands. It might be that you see her, but with a huge security contingent. She's not going to be very visibly connecting with people. So there is a potential in that 9 of Wands, but in a very closed off way, where I'm getting the sense of doubt. I wouldn't normally with the 9 of Wands, but because it's so protected, it's so barricaded, closed off in its energy, just generally the 9 of Wands, that my sense of it is that it will be whisk in, whisk out, lots of security, lots of people around her in a crowd. We've seen that before. We saw that with them in LA with the fires at the start of this year. Excuse me. When they were there very briefly, very, very briefly, they were there with sort of important people, the World Kitchens guy, and what's his face, governor, and they made it was about those kinds of connections. It wasn't really meeting actual people who'd been affected by the disaster. So I think it's similar kind of scenario. So that's the reading. Not very heartwarming, I have to say, for me personally as an energy reader, but there it is for what it's worth. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.